Good evening, friends. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the daily editorial analysis, where I pick one editorial from the newspaper and I help you analyze the editorial. And today I will also talk about how you can make notes from those editorials and how you can pick points from the prelims perspective and from the mains perspective. And once we do that, then we will be talking about how to write a model answer on the question which has been framed on that editorial. So let me just show you the editorial. Okay, this is the editorial. Okay, this is the editorial today. The editorial is basically upon exit poll, the exit poll, and basically on opinion poll and exit poll, opinion poll and exit poll. And basically the thrust of the editorial is that there should be a ban on opinion polls. There should be a ban on opinion polls. According to Mr. Ashwai Qureshi, the ex-chief election commissioner, okay, he says that throughout the world, in most of the democratic countries, okay, there are some sort of regulation regarding opinion polls. Okay, there are some sort of regulations are there, like countries like Canada, countries like France, countries like Italy, countries like Poland, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia. There are some sort of regulations are there. So what is the major points in favor of opinion poll and what are the major points in opposition of opinion polls? Okay, so first of all, the most important arguments in favor of opinion poll is that Supreme Court has held that basically these are freedoms, okay, which is protected under the basically Article 19 of the Constitution. Article 19 of the Constitution, which basically says freedom of speech and expression. Freedom of speech and expression. Okay, so opinion poll basically comes under what? They can be said that they can come under Article 19. Article 19 says that there is basically the freedom to speech and expression. Further, what you can say that okay, that the citizens must have a complete idea about the parties, about the candidates, and these opinion polls basically help them to form opinion. Okay, so they are protected under Article 19 of the Constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech and expression. Okay, but there are various concerns regarding opinion polls. There are various concerns regarding opinion poll. The first major concern regarding opinion poll is that they might be what? They might be biased. They might be biased. Okay, that is the first major concern, that opinion polls might be biased. We all have like known what is paid media. Okay, paid media or paid news. Okay, so these opinion polls can also be biased. These opinion polls can also be like manipulated. Okay, manipulated. Second concern regarding opinion poll is that they are non-transparent. They are non-transparent. Okay, so there is no, at present there is no basically methodology. Okay, there is no methodology or there is no transparency around how these opinion polls are being basically created. Okay, there is no at present there is no methodology. That is the second point. Okay, the third point, what basically the author says, that the third criticism is that there is a lot of media houses may use it for basically corruption. Media house can use it for corruption. May. There is a chance that they can be paid. Okay, there was a sting operation in the year, I guess in the year 2014, where it was found out that some of these opinion polls were basically what? Manipulated by taking money. They were manipulated by taking money. Okay, so like what happens is that when instead of basically informing the voters, they start what? They start basically misinformation. They start misinformation. Okay, they start misinformation. So because of this, okay, because of this, opinion polls become a threat to free and fair election. Okay, opinion polls become a threat to free and fair election. We all know that in a democracy, free and fair election is a must. Okay, and anything basically which hinders free and fair election must be discouraged, must be not allowed. Okay, and opinion polls are turning out to be the same. Opinion polls are turning out to be the same. And here Mr. SY Qureshi talks about that in the past, okay, in the past there have been attempts, where all the political parties and the election commission, they all came together for an all party meet in the year 1997 and in the year 2004, and they decided that they will ban the opinion poll. Even in the year 2007 2008, again all party meet was there and it was decided that opinion polls will be banned. But what happened is that parliament just banned the exit poll. It did not ban the opinion poll. Opinion poll was allowed, but exit poll is banned. Okay, at present, under the representatives of the people act, okay, opinion polls are only banned 48 hours before the elections. Okay, the restriction is only for 48 hours before the election. Okay, but it is allowed before 48 hours, it is allowed. So a prelims question can be also framed. Okay, there can be a prelims question also. What can be a prelims question? I'll just show you how I have framed a prelims question also. Okay, so there are some positives of opinion poll and there are some negatives of opinion poll. What are the positives of opinion poll? I told you what are the points in favor. They constitute freedom of speech and expression for the citizens, and on the contrary, there are various concerns regarding opinion poll where they basically influence the voters. They can influence the voters, and there are chances of corruption, there are chances of manipulation, there are chances of misinformation, which basically hampers with the free and fair election. Okay, so what can be done? What is the way forward? So basically SY Qureshi says that okay, what they can do is basically they can form an Indian poll council. Okay, Indian poll council. You see here, he mentions that what we can do is that we can form basically on the lines of the British poll council, we can form an Indian poll council. You see that they say that you can form an Indian poll council. We can form an Indian polling council. Okay, and this body will be responsible for regulating these opinion polls. And what is regulating opinion polls? Basically, they will see the methodology, on what methodology these opinion polls are created. Then they will see the sample size. What is the sample size of the opinion poll? Then they will see the time frame, the quality of training of the researchers. All this they are going to see. So this is basically this. This is the way forward. What can be done? This is the way forward. What can be done? Okay, now let us see the question, which basically I have framed. Let us see now the question. Okay, the question is, should opinion polls be banned? Should opinion polls be banned? So let us try to answer this question. So how can we answer this question? Let us try to answer this question here. So first in the introduction, we can say that with the announcement of the recent assembly polls, okay, like opinion polls are becoming what? Opinion polls are becoming very common, and there are some concerns by experts that these opinion polls might basically influence the voters. Do you know, recently Samajwadi Party has written to election commission that please ban this opinion polls because they are influencing the voters. Okay, so that can be an introduction. Context is a best introduction. Okay, context is the best introduction. I'm telling you, that is the best introduction. You can write that with the announcement of the recent assembly election, and opinion polls are becoming very normal, and some of the political parties and opposition parties and some of the experts have raised concern regarding opinion polls. Okay, then what you will do, we'll write a heading. Okay, we'll give a heading. Okay, arguments in favor of opinion polls. You will write arguments in favor of opinion poll. First argument will be basically article 19 1A, opinion polls constitute what? Freedom of speech and expression, and this was held by Honorable Supreme Court. Okay, Honorable Supreme Court. Okay, so they basically constitute right to information for the voters. Okay, voters can form an opinion, voters can decide, and those opinion polls can help voters to decide that. Okay, so that is the major argument in favor of opinion polls. But there are various concerns, arguments in opposition. Okay, or arguments against it. Arguments against it. What are the arguments against it? Arguments against it basically is that they are non-transparent. They are non-transparent. Okay. Second argument is they are biased. Okay, they are biased. Okay. Third is that there is possibility of corruption. Possibility of corruption. Paid opinion polls. Then fourth argument is that their methodology might be not right. Okay, their methodology might not be right. Okay, and these are some of the concerns regarding opinion polls. So in the end, what you will write, you have to write way forward. You have to write way forward, and in way forward, basically you will write about what can be done. You can give examples, international examples, like about the Britain. You can talk about the British Polling Council, and on the lines of that we can form Indian Polling Council, which will basically regulate these opinion polls. And what is this regulation? They will check the transparency, they will check the methodology, they will check how these opinion polls, what is the sample size. Okay, so with this you can conclude that although opinion polls cannot be banned, but they must be regulated. There might be an independent regulatory body for monitoring this basically opinion polls, and whenever some wrong activities are being caught, they must be duly punished. So this is the model answer, what you can basically frame. I had framed one prelims question also. Today. You can just see on this. Like there you will get to know, okay, how questions can be framed. From the same basically same articles. How questions can be framed. Just to show you, I'm just showing this just to give you an idea. I'm just going to show you how questions are framed. You can see here. I have framed this question. Okay, consider the following regarding opinion polls. Okay, so both opinion polls and exit polls are banned in India. Okay, what is this statement? True or false? So it is incorrect. Only exit polls are banned. Okay, opinion polls are not banned. Okay, they are only banned before 48 hours. Okay, before 48 hours of elections. Then existing laws allow EC to ban opinion polls just 48 hours before voting. Yes, this is true. So answer will be what? One only. So like this, from the editorials, you have to make notes. In such a manner that it helps you in the prelims also, and you have to make notes in such a manner that it helps you in your mains also. Mains notes will focus more on analysis, like arguments in favor, arguments in opposition. Just write the keywords and mention some Supreme Court judgment and opinion of constitutional authorities like Election Commission, etc. And as far as prelims notes are concerned, the prelims notes should focus more on basically these kinds of data, these kinds of facts. Okay, because questions will be found on fact. Okay, they cannot be subjective. Prelims questions cannot be subjective. So I hope that this discussion was useful. If you like this discussion, if you like the answer writing, and if you like this way of linking it to prelims, linking it to mains, please hit the like button and please subscribe the channel, and please let me know what is your opinion about these answer writing sessions. Now, since in the past, I was conducting these answer writing sessions at 10 p.m. where many of the candidates were not able to participate in these answer writing sessions. So now what I have done is that I will be conducting these sessions every day at 7 p.m. in the evening. So I hope now I would see more number of candidates participating in the live answer writing session. And I like to ask you that you also write along with me. You also write along with me. That will help you. Okay, that will help you to write an answer. Okay. Always remember, see, answer writing and note making, there is a difference. Okay. Many candidates, what they do, they confuse answer writing with note making. No, note making you can do. Okay. But don't confuse answer writing with note making. Okay. Answer writing is that when you have to read, okay, and then you have to close the book, you have to close the article, and then you have to write in your own words. That is called answer writing. Otherwise, many candidates, what they do, they just do the note making and they think that they're doing the answer writing. No, they're not doing the answer writing. Okay, answer writing is that you have understood and then you have to write in your own words. Okay, like what I'm trying to write an answer before you. Okay, I'm doing it in front of you and in front of everyone. I'm doing the live answer writing. So that like answer writing you have to do. You're just not like write from the point directly from the articles. Not, that is not answer writing.